All right, Shalom, Mike, and first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches the word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And as you can see, the devil is putting down the pressure, man. To where he's setting up what you have to compromise. He make it seem like he present that as that's the only option. You compromising, your integrity to continue in this society, man. And this ultimately, this is Yahweh Shemal Shai, send forth that fork in the road. See, an ultimatum is being presented before the ultimate ultimatum, which is that thing, is mandated, the MOTB. Well, this is just the beginning stages of it, man. The Lord is presenting life and death. Let's get that. This is the book of Deuteronomy 30 and 19. It says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore I choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. See? So it starts by the way of this doctrine, choosing life. Because anything outside of this is death, man. Especially when the so-called white man presents. This man is death embodied. And that's the choice. Either you're going to trust in Yahweh Shemal Shai or trust in Esau at the end of the day. See, that's what it's coming down to. And you seeing that line being drawn in the sand. You hear this word required being thrown around more and more, which is that's just a softer word, a watered down version of mandatory. This man got laws and legislations on the books to come up against you and justify himself and locking you up in the name of health. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't get that thing, you can't work, you can't enter into these certain establishments now. So it's only going to intensify, man. You're going to have to make a decision. Whether you're going to trust in Yahweh Shemal Shai or trust in Esau. And you seeing the sides are being taken as well. Because we finna come into a time where it's about to get real uncomfortable, man. But that's when Yahweh Shemal Shai steps in. This is Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day. See, and this is that time right here. See, when the scriptures say that in that day, and it shall come to pass, in that time. It's talking about this lifetime right here. Because this is where everything is going to be summed up now. It says that the remnant of Israel, and such is our escape of the house of Jacob, that's talking about the elect, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. See, we're no longer trusting in the so-called white man. We're no longer stand upon this man. We don't bite on the rhetoric that he pushed forth. We're not standing in line and rolling our sleeves up. That's that line being drawn in the sand. This that next step of coming out of her. Which it starts in the mind, but it grows. And you seeing it now. We no longer stand upon this man. We leaving Babylon spiritually, and you seeing the physical part of it playing out now. Even though we can't physically leave out of here, because this is a McDonald's somewhere. Everywhere you go is a McDonald's there. But you ain't worshiping the image of the beast, man. You ain't contributing to continuing in this system, man. You know, even though you gotta work and do this and pay bills, but that's it. That's as far as it's gonna go. Unlike niggas, you know, that will, like I said, stand in line and take that thing to be comfortable here, to continue in this society. You know, as long as you know, got that 9 to 5, you could trick off on the weekend, you alright. So that's them choosing death, though. It says, I'm gonna read it again. It reads, and it shall come to pass, Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. See? But shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. See? So this is how we stay upon the Lord. Believing in this truth, man. Trusting in this doctrine. You know? Because that's what's going to uphold us in the time to come. See, this devil about to cut everything off from the so-called unjabbed. Was that just another word for saying the ones that had the testimony of Yahweh Shai? Because it's, even with the unjabbed, it's about to be categories to that as well. You know? Because Esau is about to point out the prophets, man, at the end of the day. You know, he's going to point out the prophets. Fuck the truthers. You just saying that Esau's the devil, but we can tell you why he's the devil. We can pull the precept and tell you why he's the devil. We can pull a precept on why he's trying to, you know, inoculate you. So that's who he's really going to get, because that's what's falling his plans. You know, but you seeing the line being drawn in the sand, and sides are now being taken. You know, Esau Edom will he's setting these different decrees and these draconian laws, and if you side with him, cool. But if you don't, he's pretty much trying to kill you off. He's trying to starve you out by you not having having that requirement. You can't go to the grocery store. Your basic necessities for life, this nigga is cutting it off. Just so you can compromise your integrity. This is Revelation 13, verse 15. Let's see. Yep, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. See, so because this man had revived this the old Roman system, man. You know, and that's why you see how this structure is set up. It's based off the Roman Empire, man. It says that the image of the beast shall both speak. See? And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. See, so these draconian laws, you know, if you're not with it, you being killed out, which is gonna physically turn into that, you know, by the way, these concentration camps and these guillotines. But this man is killing you off now. He's trying to rub you out. Pretty much, like I said, you gotta be required to go into these certain established businesses. You know. You gotta have that thing to going now. You gotta have that thing to you know, keep your job and all this. Well, that's what this man is doing, and it's gonna grow into you physically. This man is gonna kill you as well, man. But you seeing that's the pressure. That's that line being drawn in the sand. Do this or else. Required, mandate, compulsory. That's saying you better or else. You know? But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to step in on our behalf, man. You know? The Lord is going to lift up a standard against this man. But the line is being drawn in the sand now. Let's see. Yep, this is Psalm 41. And let's see. Verse 7. Yeah, that's it. It says, all that hate me whisper together against me. See? And that's talking about these elites and their secret councils, man. They devising different plans and schemes to overthrow the children of Israel. You know, starting with the ones that had the testimony of Yahweh. That's number one on the list, man. That's who this man really whispering against. That's why you have YouTube guidelines. Like I said, this word mandatory being thrown around, because he understands that the one that had the testimony of Yahweh would not bow down to the image. You know? So what this nigga gonna do? He gonna try to force you through these laws, these legislations. And ultimately, the military is gonna so-called convince you to take that thing. You know? It said, against me do they devise my hurt. See? Those devices, those evil plans, which it starts by the way of those meetings, then it turned into those laws, you know, and those legislations. You see some shit on the media, even through a commercial, they indoctrinate you. You see a motherfucker with a mask on, and now that's the, you know, you looking at me now because I ain't got it on, you know. But it said they devise my hurt because it goes into their secret means. Then it turns into their laws and their legislations. And then ultimately it grows into the military knocking at your door or kicking it down. You know? Why? Because you ain't bowing down to this man and his system, man. You know? Which is going to be in law to where you got to do these things. You know? But at the end of the day, this devil's gonna lose, man. No matter what he do, no matter what he try, he gonna lose. This is Psalm 21 and 11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. See? So, which we already know that ultimate device was that MOTB. It's not gonna be able to perform because you see everything is heading towards it. But it's like trying to hold you can't hold water, man. You physically trying to hold a handful of water, it's not going to work. It's slipping right through his fingers. You know, and that's what's going to contribute to the wrath. This man coming down with great wrath. You know? Let's see, what's that? This is the book of Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and 1. Warn to them that decree unrighteous decrees. See? And that's what this man have done. Ever since he came into power, that's what he have done. Unrighteous decrees. Laws and legislations. And so, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And that word grievousness goes into trouble. So that's what this man is doing. He's prescribing grievousness. You know, he got laws on the book right now. If you don't follow what he say, the military is justified in coming and getting you. You know, it's a thing called summary execution. So the laws and legislation that's on the books right now is what's gonna kick off Jacob's trouble, man. The thing this man have got on the books right now. You know? And you seeing that, like I said, that line being drawn in the sand, sides are now being taken. And even in that, dealing with the unjab, that's gonna come, it's gonna be subcategories to that, which is ultimately gonna be this man's gonna point out the prophets. You know, the ones that have the testimony of Yahweh. But at the end of the day, he gonna lose, man. This nigga gonna lose, man. And that's why you seeing laws and legislation being passed. You hearing the bitter cry of Esau. Because his blessing is at his end. You know, so yeah, Akim, I just hope that we're edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakha Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, the teachers word, now true faith and sincerity, DTA, Abide Ball. Soon, very soon.